Brian and Eric, you guys have one of the most weirdest and interesting communities on the platform. You guys have like done that niche thing where it's like you've taken things that seem opposites and you smashed them together. So it's like the beautiful, tranquil aspect of like meditation and mindfulness combined with like F-bombs and energy and tattoos on your face. Like, talk to me.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride with it. My journey started 2016. I started an Instagram account to make fun of yoga. I wasn't practicing at the time. I saw one of my friends do a yoga challenge for her studio, and she was taking pictures on her kitchen counter, on her table, on her bed. I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm going to make an Instagram account and just make fun of it. And it gained some popularity. And I'm like, I'll join a yoga studio to make fun of it more. And it just picked up. And then I got into yoga practicing, and then I got into meditation. And I basically create what I want to see out there, like meditation to relax your butt cheeks, or meditation for, just to fucking relax. So it's pretty much I'm making it for myself, and then everybody else is loving it. So yeah.
I love how you accidentally got gateway drugged into the whole thing by mistake.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys are killing it. Brian, you being the creator, the person who makes the content. Eric, you're the operator in the background. We were like, off air, we're like, are you a COO? Are you a community builder? And it's amazing to see what you guys have done. So you guys are climbing up the engagement leaderboard here. Just got to number 5. You've got, over 3,000 people in your community. Eric, how on earth did you meet Brian, and how does it work?
Yeah, we met through a mutual friend, Anton, and we just, I think, wanted help with a virtual event last summer in July. So we did this, massive free virtual event. And got hundreds of people, thousands of people to sign up, and 100 people, into it. And then it was just a lot of fun. I sat through the whole event. I was down at the shore for vacation, but I was tuned in the whole time for that. And then the Q&A after, I was laughing the whole time, but it's way more than that. I was doing the meditations, and they were very powerful, very deep, and actually just something that really resonated with me. And then the people in it, because I was in the chat, and that was my first taste of the community. And, people are just saying the most absurd stuff in the chat, just having so much fun with it. So from then we did a bunch more events. We did workshops almost every month. And I just got to know the community, built out some digital products with Brian. Then, I've been really into Skool for the past year or so. And and Brian knew about Skool. So we're like, we should do it. Let's do it for a community to start.
Yeah, I mean, the posts and the comments inside your communities have got to be like a crime against humanity. Yeah. They are the weirdest. And I love that because you guys have, as you say, Brian, start off as a joke. You saw everything that was wrong with that type of health, mindfulness environment online. And you just went so countercultural, and you found your people as a result, because we all want to take care of ourselves. We all want the benefits that something like yoga or meditation gives us. But we don't want all the BS that goes along with it.
It's just fun to laugh, especially in meditations. And especially these types of meditations that I do, it's really impromptu. So I'm like, they're sitting meditating, focusing on your nips, focusing on your butt cheeks, relaxing those. And then you get mindful. You're in the present moment. You laugh. You're like, whoa, that's working. So the community has been amazing. It's blown all my expectations. And I really want to shout out Eric, because he's the inspiration behind the community. I like making the content. I like making the meditations. I like making funny stuff. And Eric's in the community more. He's asking people what they want, and then talking with me, and just building out the Skool community, and just telling me hey, this is where it needs to be. This is where your people want to be. So big shout out Eric. And I love the Skool platform. I love Sam Ovens, and now with Hormozy in there, I'm excited about it.
And I just want to jump in there and just say that, I thought that there was going to be a lot of community management going on. And the first week went by, and we got up to 1,000 people. And before I could respond to any post in there, the community was doing it for me. And people took action, and they were helping each other out. So there are many people who are at a higher level than I am in the community. There are some people who are actually at a higher level than Brian is. And his posts consistently get gets hundreds of comments and hundreds of likes. I appreciate Brian saying that, but I really have to push that out to the community members because they've been killing it. They've been so supportive of each other. We haven't had to ban almost anybody except for Katie Norman, who, if whoever's listening to this, you manage a Skool account, you probably have noticed this bot come into your community under the name Katie Norman, and then she changes it to Dr. Katie and all of these different variations.
Whoa, the profile picture is like she now has a stethoscope. Like, do I trust her now? It's like, or then the next week it's like, she has a baby in her profile picture. Maybe she's changed her ways.
Yeah.
Probably 100 times.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Katie's probably watching this too. Hey, Katie, stop it.
Katie works for us, so we actually have 1,000 Katies who watch every single one of these episodes just to boost the metrics up.
Oh yeah, awesome, yeah.
But you guys have you have some secret sauce going on in your community that I think a lot of community owners would love to hear about, and that is the engagement. So some of the biggest communities on the platform right now that are killing it in terms of MRR, or they're killing it in terms of this or that or bells and whistles, and you see them writing in the community like, help, like, my engagement is really bad. Like, I have 1,000 paying members. How do I get them into it? So what if you kind of dissect what's going on inside your community? Why do you think the engagement is so high? Why do you think there's people with higher levels and more points than Brian and yourself? Like, how's that working?
I was kind of thinking about this today, and the first thing that came to mind was authenticity. So like, the whole thing is very simply based on a 90-day meditation challenge. And we chose that because that's what changed Brian's life, to do that challenge. And so, Brian, if you want to talk about that 90-day challenge, and why do you think people resonate with that,
Yeah. Thanks for that. It was, back in 2019, January 2019, I'd already been practicing yoga, teaching yoga. And I was like, I want to do meditation. I want to get into meditation, and I'm going to do it for 90 days. And I love Seth Godin. I was watching your Seth Godin podcast, but it's like, do it like every day, do something every day. And that's what I did. I did for 90 days. I said I'll quit after 90 days if I don't like it. And for 76 days, I did not like meditation. I was like, what is going on? Like, I would get a little breakthrough here and there, but I'm just like, I'm sitting, I'm not feeling anything. And then day 77, I was driving to work, and it was just like a light bulb went off for me. I was like, holy crap, like, meditation is, I can see like my subconscious programs. I can see like, I get more creativity. I find solutions to my problems. I'm like, this is a superpower for me. I can see behind the corner. I was like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And I've pretty much meditated every day since then. And I just wanted to share that with people. It's like, let's do a 90-day challenge on this community. Like, if you fall off, come back to it. It's free for you. And maybe it'll change your life too after 77 days. Maybe it'll be 50 days for you. But yeah, I wanted to have a community because I wish that community was available for me. Like, I was doing it on my own. I was finding meditations here and there. I didn't really have support. And it's like, now people can just go in and like, I'm feeling like shit today. I don't want to meditate anymore. And then everybody else will be like, no, Brian, it took him 77 days to learn it. So, and another thing I want to say is the community is going to be watching this too. So shout out to all you members out there in the community. It's all for you. And like, on my Instagram, all my content, like, my main goal is to help the world release 100 billion fucks. That's my main goal, 100 billion fucks, whether it's stress, worries, anxieties. And on my content, I'll come on and be like, I'm not for everybody. If you don't like curse words, get the fuck out of here. And I feel like that has gotten the people that are like super serious about meditation, don't like cursing. It's like, okay, like, I told you, my content's not for you. So don't come to this community if you're not vibing with this vibe. So I feel like that's a little bit of the secret sauce.
Yeah, and that's why I was so excited to talk to you guys. Like, you mentioned Seth Godin, who I'm just like a huge fangirl over. He talks about like finding your tribe and shunning the non-believers. And like, that's what you do. You're like, shun the non-believers. If you're not part of this, get out of here. I don't care about you.
Yeah.
And so everyone that's left inside are just like, they're the true believers. You know what I mean? It's like they are the ride or die. And the other thing that I love that you guys do that I think is really smart is the 90-day challenge starts whenever you want, anytime, as soon as you come into the community. It's not like, oh, sorry, you missed this quarter. You're going to have to wait another 3 months. It's like, no. The 90-day challenge is like up to you. And there's a lot of good stuff in that as well, I think.
100%.
Yeah, something there too, which is really important that we did, is we made it like just very easy to use, simple and fun. Those are like our 3 rules. So we cut out anything that isn't. And then we have posts from the day of the launch that just reiterate what the steps are that people have to take. Like one of the most engaged posts was, if you reply to each other, you unlock super secret meditations. That was like in the first week. And I think that's what really kicked off the engagement, because super secret meditations unlocked at level 3 and people were really excited to get to level 3.
Right.
And then they just started. And then we talked to Sid at Skool, who was very helpful. And he was like, do that for all the levels. And so I think we have more in this free community at the different levels than most meditation and wellness apps do out there, which is, I think, also adds to the engagement and people wanting to actually spend time in here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think as well, so Skool obviously has awesome built-in gamification features. You guys have stacked it with like in-community gamification, where it's just that simple thing. 2 things I just want to call out. The first one is you post in that community every single day. You see your own number go up day 4, day 7, day 15. It's like a lock-in mechanism where it's like, dude, I want to see my number go higher. Like I see. And then the second thing is the positive reinforcement from like hundreds of people every single day. Dude, that guy's on 85. He's got 5 more days to go. Oh my goodness, she's on 89. It's like, is she going to make it? Like, what? It's like, and we've experienced this in the Skool Games this month, where it's like, you're watching the leaderboard, you're seeing what everyone's doing. And like the hype is so real and the energy's real. So I love how you guys have used kind of like the natural gamification off the platform, but then just like cranked it up to 1 million. It's awesome.
Yeah, and have you seen our levels? Have you seen our levels, Matt? Have you seen the names of the levels?
Let's pull them up. I'm gonna pull them up, and you can read them. If I read them, I'm probably gonna get cancelled if I read them. I haven't looked at them yet, but that's a hunch I have, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me go in. Oh yeah, look at this. Level 8, Yogi Nips. That's a particular favorite of mine there. Very, very cool. So yeah, you guys have something pretty much at every single level, and dude, the level 8, level 9 is the uncharted territory. It takes a lot of points to get to level 8. A lot of points. Yeah. Any ideas on what you guys are thinking about?
We love it. We didn't know how many people would get to level 6 because we put that level higher, where it's like, yeah, a few people will get to a Cameo. I'll make a Cameo video because I'm on Cameo, but I was like, I'll do a video and, post it in the community. And so many people reach level 6. It was awesome. It was like my full-time job doing cameos for this. So we're like, okay, we have to change the level a little bit.
Hey guys, to make any more content because I'm just doing cameos all day.
Yeah. So Eric and I talked because we want to give so much value to the community. So we're like, we're going to give more meditations at these lower levels. We're going to give this at the lower levels and just increase the Cameo just another level. And yeah, we gave everybody some time to the end of the month to get there. But yeah, we added more value. So
absolutely.
Yes.
It's probably $10,000 of value in those cameos based on what they're like. We didn't know that many people would make it the level.
That's so amazing.
And we're like, oh gosh, that's awesome.
And so, one of the things that you guys do there are other people who do it, but not a lot of people. You've made your community public instead of private. Why?
Well, it's very, very entertaining to look through the comments. Like, I'm very entertained with the amount of people saying just funny stuff and, just being super honest, especially these days on, platforms. It's when you find your community, it's like, okay, people are vibing with you, so I can be authentic and open and honest there. And I just love that from some people. And it's like, oh, they're, that's such a good point. I've never used that curse word that way, like I'll have to use that in a meditation. So yeah, that's
Massive
why we kept
inspiration.
it public. We want to see everybody. We want everybody to see how fun it is.
There's also so much value in there that a lot of, we've both joined so many courses and other things throughout like our building products and all that stuff. And there's not a lot of transparency into what is inside of it. And then you join it and it's like, okay, you use it for a little bit and then you leave. So we have so much value in this community that it makes sense to have it all visible for people to
So
see.
your approach is try before you buy our free group, basically.
Yeah. And I like a place where I can put links too. Like I get that on other platforms. It's like, well, where did you learn, this? And it's like, here is a link on the free community, and people that are they're not even in the group. They can go and watch that link that I put in there and help them out, and then maybe come back and join, so it's basically given as much as we can.
Cool. So let's talk turkey. Let's talk about traffic. Let's talk about funnels. Let's talk about monetization. Let's go. Eric, kick us off.
All right. Well, we actually have a big announcement coming up soon for the March.
Yo, it's happening. Yeah. Let's go.
I'll turn it over to Brian.
Yeah, we're coming to headquarters. Yeah, we're gonna be meeting Hormozy. Yeah.
Come on. Why do I feel like Hormozy would get on with you guys really well?
Yeah. I do. I eat at Chipotle all the time, like all the
spirit
time.
animals.
Like, so,
I mean, that's what long lost brothers.
Yeah, I watched one of his Chipotle hacks, and I used it the other day, where you're like, half steak, half chicken, and then say you want to double it up. I'm like, I'm gonna try this, and boom, just stacked bowl. Thank you, Alex.
Bada bing, bada boom. 100 grams of protein.
And with the just the paid community too, that's coming out soon. Like one of the biggest things we learned from the free community is, well, first of all, for everybody, use the polling feature, because it's one of the best features in Skool, because we have hundreds of people vote on every single poll and we get to really figure out what people want. And basically we put all of that into the Superfucker community that's coming out. I don't know if you
imagine this, like 31 days from now, it's the Skool Games closing ceremony. And they're announcing the names of the communities. You guys are wild.
It's the Self-Mastery Superfuckers. That's going to be that's the name. Right. Self-Mastery Superfuckers.
Nice. Very nice. So tell me, like, what's the plan? And like, have you guys monetized up until this point, or is this the holding your breath and then we go from here? Do you have like some sort of high ticket back end? Like, what are you guys doing?
Well, go, Eric.
Well, I'll just lead it off with everything we've learned is people love the mission, like the movement. They love the goal, like the big mission of helping people release 100 billion fucks. And like what that means is releasing trauma. It means like releasing all of these things that we're holding on to so that we can lead better lives. And so the free community gives you the roadmap for the first 90 days and a bunch of tools. At each of the levels, you get basically access to paid products, the first like week of them or the first chapter or the first module. And then all of that, if you want more, if you want to like really join the movement, become a superfucker and really like align with that mission to help the world actually do this thing. Brian can't do it alone. So this community is Brian's going to train everybody. He had a meditation teacher training and still does have that. And we're integrating part of that into the community so people can learn how to deepen their practice, but also how to help other people. And but Brian, from your words, what's the superfucker?
Yeah, superfucker community. It's like, you will become a superfucker. So you start in the, you start in the free, do the free 90 days,
My granny was going to be so proud of me, man.
Yeah. But yeah. And, start the free group, taste it a little bit, see it, develop your meditation practice. And then we'll go deeper into the superfucker community, the self-mastery superfuckers. I'm going to be doing a 2-hour Zoom workshop once a month on a different topic. I'm a certified hypnotherapist myself. So a lot of the stuff I do in my meditations is hypnosis and just getting deeper in the mind, yoga nidra, things like that. So each month I'll be doing a Zoom, and there'll be a theme And then the community is going to build off that. We already have some members that are like super fucker fans. They're just amazing. And they're going to be leading a book club. We're going to have a self-mastery super fucker book club, which is community led. So it's going to be just so powerful. Basically everything I'm learning, because each month I'm learning some new shit. Seth Godin, watching podcasts here, reading a book here, doing the practices. And from what I've learned, it's like, it works. And I know Alex Hormozy says that too. It's like, just teach what you've already done. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just teaching what I've already done, whether it's growing your social media, growing a brand, being your authentic self, dealing with your inner child, helping with your trauma through hypnosis or meditation. So basically everything that I've worked on, I'm going to be sharing it in this community. So it's like, it's constantly evolving. As I evolve, I'm going to be teaching that in the community. And our dream, well, it'll happen, we're manifesting this, is all these super fuckers they'll probably start their own communities and build their own thing and just grow it. And then 100 billion fucks will be released. So yeah.
That's awesome. And I mean, I genuinely love what you guys are doing. I think you're doing like God's work, for lack of a better term. And because there is so much trauma out there in the world. There's so much baggage, and we all go through it in very different ways. And there's some amazing teachers out there. There's guys like Gabor Mate, who I love so much. But like, he's just so unrelatable for so many people that I know. It's like, I want you to listen to this 4-hour podcast with him, but you're never going to do it. Like, and you guys have created just a different entry point onto the journey to healing. And I think that the more on-ramps there are that will be more specific to different types of people, it's like, the closer we'll get to your vision and your mission, which I'm totally bought in on.
Yes. And I really make the content that I wish was out there. Like, for example, I just made a meditation when you're at the fucking dentist. You're at the dentist, you put it in the thing and you're getting like drilled on. It's like, well, let's do a meditation for that. Cause I had people in the community saying like, oh, I use your sleep meditation at the dentist. I'm like, well, why the fuck don't I make a meditation for the dentist? So it's like everyday life stuff, maybe we'll do a workshop if you're going to the dentist, Eric. We'll have to cue that up.
100%.
Yeah.
Eric, traffic, what's working for you guys in terms of traffic? Do you use a funnel? Do you send people directly to school? Nerd out with me for a sec.
We used a funnel for a minute there, just that it was basically a snapshot of the school about page. And then we had a Zap that linked up and all that stuff. But then we just, like other people have said on this podcast, the about page is so great. We just started using it for everything. And we're, sending out, when I send out a post, and that's another great feature is you can blast the post out every 72 hours to the whole community. I'll take that post and I'll put it in an email and send it out to all 30,000 of the newsletter with a link. And then that link will lead into the community so more people can see what's going on in there and can join in. And that's been really helpful. And then of course, Brian's making content, posting those cameos and funneling people into the school.
So awesome. Well, I'm so excited to have like the world exclusive scoop on the next big contenders for the Skool Games. This is going to be really, really exciting. And I mean, it's a closing question. We ask everybody, for someone who's listened to this podcast, maybe this is their first episode or they've listened to all 20. They really want to have a go at school, but they're just not starting yet. Like, what advice would you have to someone completely new? Maybe they're on the fence. Get them over the line. What courage can you give them?
I would say just start. Just post your content, be consistent. And I'm going to go back to Seth Godin on this because this has helped out with every single thing, whether it's building my brand, content, build a community, everything. Meditation practice is do it for 90 days. Just make content. Go on Skool, post for 90 days, join some community for 90 days, post on social media for 90 days, write a journal for 90 days, whatever it is. Just do it for 90 days. And for example, I did that for my meditation podcast back in 2020. I listened to Seth Godin podcast. He's like, just do it for 90 days. Get your shitty content out of the way. I got my shitty meditations out of the way.
Yeah.
And then like 4 or 5 of them blew up. They did well. And the same thing about community. Like maybe 30 posts will be shit, but then one is like what everybody likes. And you're like, okay, people like that. So consistency, do it for 90 days.
Awesome. And I just throw in there the two things that I think Brian has done amazingly well, which is authenticity. So what I saw this on the Evelyn episode and her framework. What is the challenge in your life that you've overcome? And then how did you overcome it? And then make that the focus of your Skool community. And then the second thing is do it for free. Do more for free. Like Hormozy says, do more for free than what other people charge thousands of dollars for. And if it's aligned with authenticity and doing that, then you're going to have an awesome community.
Awesome. Well, you guys are killing it. I really, really appreciate your time. There'll be links to both the free community and the paid community in the description, wherever it is you're listening to this. There'll also be a link to join Skool if you've never joined Skool before and you're excited to jump in. And other than that, guys, really, really appreciate your time. It's been a lot of fun and a lot of value, which I think is kind of what you guys are all about.
Thanks for having us, Matt.